I am Iris Finkel, and I am one of the librarians at Hunter College Libraries. I'm the Web and Digital Initiatives librarian. So I thank my colleagues who are here, and I also thank the speakers. You've all talked about how, different approaches to your class overall. I'm going to be talking about one specific assignment that I do in my class. My assignment is a research process assignment, and I know a few of us do a similar kind of assignment. And the way I approach it is it's a scaffolded assignment over several weeks, starting with the first week where students will start building questions, start thinking about questions that they want to use for their research process. They are not writing a paper, they're only documenting their research process and writing an annotated bibliography. So to start the research questions, we'll either do a concept map, starting with a big topic and then branching off, or questions. And students work in pairs, so they'll either work on the concept map together in pairs or asking questions based on questions. I don't do the second part, the asking questions based on questions, so much because that is the next part. So after we do this in class, starting the questions, it's a hybrid class, I should also add. So the first session, we're in class developing research questions. The next session, students are writing in the discussion board, they're writing their question, and their peers are not evaluating, but their peers are asking questions based on their questions. So they're helping the initial questioner, the initial person, focus their question more. And then I will come in and pose another question or add a comment, and then the student will, the way it's supposed to go is the student then has a final question. And then after the final question, they will write a reflection on that process. So that should all be done by the time we come back to class in the third week, where students are now working on establishing the sources, developing, researching for sources that they want to use for their annotated bibliography. The annotated bibliography is not a classic summary of the resource. It's a rationale for why they're choosing that resource. So they have to explain why they selected that resource and how it relates to their question. So that happens in class. So students are working on their own, and I'm helping students with their research question or with their research. And so that's in class, and then everything is due the following week. And the deliverable is the annotated bibliography, a research process map. I should mention that early on. All along as they're starting their project, they're thinking about and documenting their research process. So what did they do first? What did they do next? Did they go back and start again? And they can either create a map of this, they can write an outline, they can write it in text. They have options for how they're building the research process map. And so that's due, and their annotated bibliography and a final reflection is due the fourth week, and that's all uploaded to Blackboard, an assignment module.